A few weeks ago, a guy that I go to church with called me and said, "Hey, you want to go for a ride?" And I was like, "Yeah." So I went out to start my bike. I was going to meet him at the gas station. And to my horror, I put the key in the ignition and nothing happened. My bike was lifeless. It had been a little bit cold, but not freezing. I mean, it was winter time, but it's Northern California, so it doesn't get super cold. But I thought, well, maybe it was cold enough to kill the battery. But the battery hadn't had any issues. It didn't give me any warning signs. It had enough juice in it when I tested it to where it would have done something. Even if the battery was bad and couldn't pass a load test, it would have turned the lights on or something. The next thing I checked was the fuses in the fuse box behind the battery. They all tested good. I tested them. I didn't just look at them. I was hoping it was one, but nope, they were all good. There's another 30 amp fuse on the starter relay under the back seat, and I was praying that it was this fuse, but unfortunately, that one was good too. If you ever suspect that this fuse went out, you don't have to pull the plastics off to get to it. All you have to do is take the seat off the front seat and reach under the back cowl, and it slides off the little hooks. It's rubber mounted on some little hooks, and you can wiggle it out from under the back seat without taking anything off. It ultimately wound up being the ignition switch. It went out without warning. It fired right up every time, and then one day the key decided not to work. I wound up finding an OEM ignition switch and a lock set for under $3 on eBay. It's the beginning of 2024, so hopefully those prices will still work for you. You can find aftermarket Chinese ignition switches, but I wouldn't go that route. I would go for the OEM.